Good evening, everyone. Parashat Pekudei, concluding the book of Exodus, the book of Shemos, has the final assembly of the Mishkan. This is the Mishkan that the Jewish people had donated their hard-earned money towards. This was the Mishkan where the artisans, laborers, and all these other people invested their time and their energy towards making sure that God's abode in this world would be beautiful. Despite the fact that they had no skill beforehand, those who were inspired stepped up and they came together to assemble the components of the Mishkan. Rabbi Sachs points out in his work, Lessons in Leadership, highlights the fact that in Parashat Pekudei we have a celebration from Moshe's perspective that was corroborated by God's blessing of what the Jewish people had accomplished. And he notes that there's a very similar section in the creation of the world, the beginning of the book of Genesis, the book of Sefer Bereshis. And Rabbi Sachs highlights just how important it is to celebrate accomplishment, just how critical it is for the morale of the people involved, not only to celebrate what occurred for the sake of celebrating that accomplishment, but as a foundation to build future success, as a bedrock upon which even greater accomplishments could be made. And I think the lesson for us is that if we want to be successful in our lives, we need to do the same. We need to highlight, what are we doing right? Not what's going on that's negative. Don't buy into the cancel culture. Focus on what are you doing that's working and build upon it. Not only does it feel good, but it reinforces to us that which we are good at, that which we are succeeding at, and that which, if we invest our energy going forward, that we'll be able to continue to enjoy success. I heard a quote that the epitome of insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting positive results if the prior one were negative. But we do that all the time as human beings. That diet didn't work, I'm going to try dieting again. What's that? The exact same one, the exact same thing, the exact same. Well, lo and behold, it doesn't work. The cancel culture says, yeah, I see that you're never going to diet, you're never going to be successful, and you're a bad person. Because somehow human failure and fallacy and just making mistakes is now considered evil across the spectrum. No, Moshe Rabbeinu does not count how many stubbed toes there were. He doesn't count how much material was wasted accidentally, if any of it was. They didn't highlight how long it was supposed to take and how long it actually took. Now, it could be because there were no union workers, but we don't know that. But we don't see the technicalities in a next time you should do better. The approach is, wow, look at what a beautiful structure you built. Look at all these beautiful nuances, and we're going to talk about the detail in which they were made again. Why? Because now we accomplished. Now we're going to celebrate. And every time the Jewish people would look at this Mishkan, and then in the future look at the Beis HaMikdash, at the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, they'd be speedily rebuilt in our days, they'd say, wow, look at what we accomplished as a people. What else can we do? Look at what happens when we put effort into something. Wow. What are we going to tackle next? If we have that mentality in mind, if we look at celebrating what we're doing right and continuing to build upon that success, there's no limit to what we can achieve. The Jewish people built the Mishkan, but if you notice, there are 3 more books in the Torah, 3 more sections. Leviticus, the book of Numbers and Deuteronomy, Vayikra, Bamidbar, and Devarim, respectively. So much more happens after this, building upon the fact that when you celebrate what you have accomplished, there is so much more that you can do. Have a great week.